to you, for you can open me up to the world to make us united again. At a dark time like right now, and we are facing hatred and everything else, please shine your light to make people understand that is a learned behavior. That is not what you have for us. Grab us, help us to understand. It's a better way. Not what I see, not what I hear, but it's what you've been writing, and we've not been listening.
Right.
And in your son Jesus' name,
right.
Amen.
Amen.
Why? Too
Amen.
much is going on, bro.
Hey, too much is going on. There's a lot of troubles in the world. I mean, anybody can look around and say, man, there's a lot of stuff going on here now in this world. From this, from families, separating, and communities breaking down, and crime, and now we got troubles in the White House, and which creates troubles on the international front, and man, it just seemed like, if you don't keep yourself strong, you could be burdened by a lot of the world's problems, Oh,
yeah.
And, that's exactly what we're here to talk about tonight, is really building ourselves up, and ultimately is building ourselves up. Let's go ahead and cover last week's topic. It was a really good topic. I went back and listened to that show, and then I listened to it a second time in parts. There was a lot of gravy in that show.
I like gravy.
I like gravy too, right? The topic of the show went like this. Why do we reserve a place in our hearts for people who don't make an effort to try? Why do we reserve that place in our hearts? What you recall, Jay?
Man, on that one right there, we do it, but a lot of times we have an expectation of a person. And a lot of times you got to realize that you're doing things because of the goodness of your heart. So a lot of time I might put a place somewhere, or put a plate at a table that a person might not even want to be able to sit at. But I did that out of the goodness of my heart. So a lot of times we get to be judgmental on the fact that they're not there. It probably wasn't meant to be at that time.
Okay.
You try to work things to your time, and everything don't fit your timeline.
Right.
And then you wonder why you feel so funny or mad or angered at a person when that person is being them. You got to understand it's alignment. You might be out of alignment. Let them do them, and then y'all will come together and they will sit pleasantly, and it'll be a better meal.
Yeah. A
lot of times you set a place too soon, and they ain't ready to do that. I've done it with my kids' life. I was trying to prepare them, thinking they'd be right here, and they wasn't.
And they weren't.
And it happens. So, and they're always going to have a place in my heart. But don't get me wrong. I try to put a place in business.
Right.
I want them to be more business savvy, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I can't just be mad. I got to let them get in that position where they can accept it, for they won't fail at it.
Yeah. Because
that's going to be up to them.
Yeah.
So, again, that's the struggle.
One of the cold realities of last week's show, to me, was that if you don't surround yourself with strong people, whatever that might mean to you, that you're going to find yourself very much alone, because people will disappoint you. Yeah. And so we have this special place in our hearts for these people who didn't fit the bill, who let us down, who wasn't the right person at the right time. And, I think the biggest point out of the show was that it says, why do we reserve a place in our hearts for people who don't make an effort to try? Well, the place in the heart is already there. And we keep trying to fill it. A lot of people can identify with this. We have spent 20, 30, 40 years of our life trying to fill this one special place in our hearts. And it has caused us disappointment after disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. We have all, in the realm of relationships, went through numerous disappointments, infinitely more disappointments than we have successes. Yeah, and so now, what do we do? Do we believe in love anymore? Do we catapult ourselves into the clouds of this thing we call love when we continue to get disappointed? It is very hard to do. And for those minds, I think those childlike faith minds, and it takes a childlike faith to love. I was listening to a program earlier this week. Love is crazy.
Ooh.
Right? It doesn't make sense. Love never makes sense, right? But we have this special place in our hearts, and we want to put people in there. And when they don't fit in there, we should not throw them away.
No.
When they don't fit there, we should reserve a new place in our heart, perhaps, for those people.
How many places you gonna have?
Well, we can have hundreds of places in our hearts. As
so.
Many people as you can meet in life, you can have a special place in your heart for them. Right?
A lot of places.
I remember eating at a restaurant. It was an outdoor restaurant in one of the islands. I can't even remember where I was at the time.
Okay.
Unless I go back and get my pictures. But been to so many, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, baller.
Right?
Okay.
So I'm sitting at this hotel restaurant. Got this pretty lady with me. We drinking and balling out of control for a few days. And this guy who served us, I can see his face right now. Mm-hmm. He just had a special anointing about him for what he did for us, fixing our drinks and keeping us, making sure we knew what things was, and our plates and moving the napkins. He just did a really fabulous job. That guy, I only met him once, but he has a special place in my heart because I saw somebody doing something powerful, doing something righteous, doing something trying to be the right way. And so it doesn't have to be a loved one that we have a special place in our hearts for. Which is the point I wanted to make. It can be all the way from I just met you, somebody you had a conversation with in the elevator, and that conversation might have changed your life. It might have sent you in a new direction, right? And so I'm just talking about those kinds of special places. But it's another point I wanted to make, and then we'll move on, is we got to stop fooling ourselves. Right, and this is where we're not necessarily
define that.
Yeah, this is not. I got to make sure I clarify this. This is not where we're necessarily talking about just telling ourselves the wrong thing, here and there, and absent-mindedness. But some of us always wanted to be a beautician. Somebody always wanted to be a photographer, and you have these dreams of being a photographer. You have these dreams of being this great person, this great business person, whatever. But you ain't did shit about it in 20 years.
Yeah, you ain't want it. You ain't want it.
You got a special place in your heart that is kind of false because you're leaning on false dreams. You're never going to do anything to go and get that. Now, this conversation is really meant to fire you up for those who can hear what I'm talking about, for those who have ears to hear what I'm saying to you. That that hope is never dead, but stop playing games with your life. Stop selling dreams to your family and your friends because they can see right through it. They hear you talking big game, they see you dressing fly, but they ain't seen you write one note toward that music album you're trying to do. They ain't seen you spend no time away with smart people and business people who are going to help you go to the next level.
Preacher craft.
We got to stop fooling ourselves in this world, and we who live in Atlanta know that there is a lot of that.
Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of people who Hollywood life out in the streets.
Trickery.
But if you watch them go back to their car, they driving a Civic, right? And there's nothing wrong with a Civic. But the point is that they flogging.
Man, I caught a couple on
right?
the bus.
Yeah, I've been on. I done had many Civics and Hondas. You know what I mean? And wore them out. But I wasn't playing a game with people. I wasn't selling dreams to myself and dreams to life. This is a different kind of message, and one that I haven't shared really like this. I don't know if I had an opportunity to share it like this, but it's time to get laser focused on what is possible in your life. If you are 40 years old, you got about 15 to 20 years of good work and good life experience before you can retire. And so you need to be preparing yourself for retirement. You need to let go of those old dreams that haven't worked, those old thoughts, those old belief systems. Whatever hasn't been working, you need to let it go and move on to something bigger and better. In other words, develop a new special place in your heart. Develop a new special place in your heart for your life and your career and for your future and for your family. Get focused on something that's meaningful. Let all the bullshit go. Listen, you might have had 4 or 5 different careers over the last 10 years, right?
Right.
Find the one that just makes sense for you and go get laser focused on making that one come to life. Get laser focused on making that one thing come to life. Call somebody who you knew back in that role, that job, that field that you were in, and ask them if there is any opportunities. And change your job, change your life, change your status, change your income, change yourself.
Change.
Does anybody hear the message that's coming across here tonight?
I heard it change.
Status quo is no longer acceptable.
I like that.
Status quo is no longer acceptable. And that goes for me, you, and for everybody. I would even imagine that it goes for God. Status quo just is not acceptable anymore. We got to move to higher standards of life, and we do that by having a special place in our heart that'll drive us to a real possibility, not a false hope, and not just a dream that we sell the world. What you think, Jay?
Oh, man, I'm going to tell you right now, you hit so hard on it. One of the things I'll tell you is when I was hearing you talk about it, I was looking at things that happened in my life. You know, a lot of times you just work.
Right.
Okay, because you got to make ends.
Right.
Somewhere along the line, you got to find out what's your hobbies, what's you like.
Yeah, what do you like? That's not necessarily an easy question, but kind of is easy. And listen, from what I know, I can figure out what I like. The problem is we start trying to figure out what we like based on what everybody else doing.
That's what takes you away from you.
Yeah.
So when you get it back to you and then understand you and start making formulas around you, I can look at somebody else now and I don't want what they have. I can look at them and I make a formula to me, what applies to me, what I can do to better me.
Right.
So I keep hearing somebody want to be somebody else. I mean, that means you don't believe in yourself.
Doesn't work.
I don't really care to be somebody else. How about be the best me?
Right.
That's why you looking at them, because they look good to you.
Right.
That's because 9 times out of 10, if you was doing what you need to be doing, you wouldn't even be looking at them like that. Yeah. You just say they got their little swagger on because I got mine on.
Yeah.
They just 2 different swags.
Yeah.
So let's get our swag on to where we can all be hearing about each other instead of sitting around talking about one person. It should be all of us.
Yeah.
But we losing it because, again, social media got us focusing on one thing and you're not focused on yourself.
Yeah.
And believe me, when you get back laser focused on yourself.
That's the message.
Get
focused on yourself. If there's any one clear message to come out of this dialogue, get focused on yourself.
On yourself.
Let's cover the quote for the week. Okay, we've only got a couple of minutes before we go to break. I think Barbara put this together. She just did a tremendous job, as she usually does, in helping us. And we thank you so much, Barbara. We know you can't be here with us, but your work is very, very much appreciated. Tonight's quote goes like this: train your mind to see the good in every situation, because it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Ooh.
Man,
that's cold.
Gut punch.
That's cold, man. That's cold. Let me read it one more time and then you comment on it, Jay.
Okay.
Train your mind to see the good in every situation, because it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters.
It is true. A lot of time we get to be judgmental, and we react off of them judgmental waves and emotion, and then you find out the facts, and you're totally off. So again, a lot of times I kind of hold some of that back. I shouldn't be judging anyway. I should be listening more. One of the things I say is I got to stop talking, start listening, and I can better understand, because a lot of times they fix them themselves.
Yes.
They're just talking to you, but you're so quick to want to give a judgment, or I got advice, I got this. Sometimes that ain't what they asking for.
Yeah. You know, I went through a 7-year, PhD equivalent training, man, and one of the things that we constantly did was wrote. We had to always write, and every time we wrote, we would have to write on a destination, right? So I wrote thousands of destination treatments, right? They call mind treatments, spiritual mind treatments, and so I would have to write on being here. I would have to write on having the perfect job, and when I would write on having the perfect job, I would able to bring the there to now, right? I was able to bring the desire to a reality, right? It's very interesting. So what we're talking about is training your mind to see the good only. It's not necessarily an easy thing to do, but if you own your mind and the world doesn't own your mind, it'll be an easy thing to do, to change your own mind. Seeing the positive in everything has to be a philosophy and a ritual. It has to be a way of life, because if you don't see the positivity in everything, then you're seeing the negativity in it. And negativity is going to pull you down. If you have negative thoughts, it's going to give you negative emotions. Now, you may not know that you're feeling negative emotions, right? But those people who have stressful thoughts usually have stressful bodies and stressful lives, and I give out of gas and give out of air, oxygen quickly, etc., etc. That those negative thoughts have impact in your life, but yet so does a positive thought. And so always see positivity. When you pass an accident on the side of the road, always pray for them. But I used to always say, well, I guess somebody's ready for a new car. Right?
Really correct.
That's positivity, baby. Yeah, somebody's going to get some rest. They're going to get some attention. They're going to get a new car. They might get time off from work. You never know what God is doing in people's lives.
That is true.
Right? You never know what's happening in those situations.
That's true.
Minor things, what we see as minor accidents and incidents that, people on the side of the road, etc., could cause or be a spiritual cause of some sort of protection on the other side.
Okay.
They weren't supposed to be in that place, so he got to slow them down, or in some case speed them up. So just always see positivity, because positivity nourishes the spirit. If you don't see it positive, then you're obviously pulling yourself downward.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that. I got so much to say on that subject. I mean, I got months of stuff to talk about on that. Positivity breeds wholeness and goodness. Negativity destroys and fade away things. So keep your mind positive. Focus on positivity. Focus on positivity. Let's go ahead and introduce our topic for the week and get out of here. I'm not going to do the craft segment just because we're running a little behind already.
What we got?
A very interesting topic we have here tonight, folks. Hello, ma'am. How are you? Glad to have you back in the studio.
Bartender in the house.
Bartender in the house. This is a subject that we don't talk about very much in any area of our lives. The word is etiquette.
Ooh.
For tonight. Why has the act of etiquette changed over the years? Why has the act of etiquette changed over the years? And I want to even talk deeper about that. What is etiquette and where does it apply in the different areas of our life? It actually applies in every area of our life. And most of us are not aware of it. It applies in how you dress. It applies in your money. It applies in asking favor of people. Etiquette. It applies in relationships. It applies in every area of your life. And we want to dig deep into it because there's probably some nuggets for us all to gain. And again, we're here to help. We're here to embrace life and help you embrace a little bit more of life as well. So stay tuned with us. Again, this is Bar Talk with Jay. We got some music going on for the breaks for those of you who can hear it. And I always pick some of the latest, greatest. It's got a little foul language in it, but this is big boy music. This is a big boy show. And y'all stay tuned. We're going to be right back. More Bar Talk with Jay right after this.
We'll be right back.
All right.
All right, we back.
And we back with more Bar Talk with Jay.
What? Back in the building.
And we are so happy that y'all are here with us tonight. For those of you who are listening live, this is just, man, I consider this to be my passion in life. I consider this to be my life's work.
Say it,
because I feel like this show just adds value to the world. And, most of us have really never had an opportunity to stop and think.
Mm-hmm.
And even if we did have an opportunity to stop and think, we probably don't know how to think.
Oh, Lord. He said you don't know how to think?
Listen, it's a real reality, right? How many people sitting in their living rooms right now, you think, who haven't been exposed to this program, knows how to automatically escalate to positivity? Right?
Oh,
they don't know how to escalate to positivity. They don't know how to ascend to that level, that height, And so, people who are exposed to this type of information get a window to look through.
Right.
They can see more of life when you start to understand positivity and reserving a place in your heart and the power of prayer. We go so hard in this show, bruh. This is great work, man. I really, really applaud what we do here, man. I really do.
Man, I'm telling you, with the applause, we put a lot of work in. A lot of times everybody think we just come together and it just happens. Don't get me wrong. We got our little notes, but again, a lot of this is from our heart.
Yeah.
But I like to tell anybody, it's all in how you want to change your perception.
Yes.
When we come together, we are talking to each other for we can have a better idea about each other's dreams.
Right.
And then we can find a way that we can align to make these dreams come true.
Right.
So when we talk to you, it might not affect you. It might not be a shoe that you can put on right now.
Right.
But just in case it's something you can wear later, you have the knowledge to walk straighter.
Right.
That's that alignment that we aiming for. It's not going to be an easy deal, and it's going to be some times that you ain't even wanting to listen.
Right.
I like to say, them are the times you ought to listen closely.
Right.
Because you say it don't apply. It might not apply to you, but it might apply to somebody right next to you.
Right.
Help them along. That's that one, grab one, teach one. Well, I can't grab onto nobody if I don't understand anyone.
Right.
So when you're going through something and I'm not listening, I'm just steadily talking, I'm not helping. And that happens time and time again. So what we're trying to do is sit back and have a better dialogue that we can respect one another. And respect is huge.
Right.
One of the things that can make a relationship pop or dwindle.
Right.
That one little thing right there. It's real powerful. It's right next to care to me. Respect, care. I'm telling you, if we can just grab them, understand them better, it would take us to a whole nother level. And when you were talking about being positive, I've been around some people who was very negative, and when I was trying to let them know that I don't really like that, I'm about something else, they went negative on me. You know why? I didn't fit their mold. Okay? Right then and there, I was like against them, my ally.
Right.
My whole thing is, no, I just don't care to hear you talk about somebody else so negative, and they ain't here. It ain't necessary, and I feel like there's so much more we could be talking about.
Yes.
I don't like to keep dwelling on the fact that you don't like certain things.
Right.
Because that's not changing nothing. We
Right.
spend a lot of time on rhetoric.
Right.
Things that you know ain't going to go nowhere, don't mean nothing, and you can't change nothing.
Right.
I don't want to keep talking about that. I want to talk about things I can do better. I want to talk about things that positively can affect the community or affect me in a way that I can get it done because I'm constantly working.
Yeah.
I like to work harder sometimes, smarter all the time.
Right.
But that right there had to be a change in me. Because at one time I just worked hard, ridiculously hard. Now I'm starting to work a little bit smarter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to buy better equipment. I'm starting to do things that will make my life easier.
Right.
But again, it's a learn. Just like I had to learn to be one way, I got to learn to push some of that out to learn another way.
Absolutely.
You got to align to do that. It's not always easy.
It's not always easy. And one of the things you said there that I really like is stop talking and start listening.
Woo.
You said it in so many words, but stop talking and start listening. That would solve so many problems.
Man,
right?
It kills so many arguments.
It kills so much negativity that's going on in the world. And by talking, folks, I promise you just don't know what you're missing. If you begin to use your mind and your senses to discern a person and discern a situation, rather than telling them who you are and where you're going and what you're trying to do, just start listening to who they are. Right? Talking about things don't really build you up. Not telling other people, it doesn't really lift you up. You know, maybe talk the things that you might say to yourself, but we really got to stop talking about things that ain't got nothing to do with us.
I tell you,
keep your mouth shut on issues that have nothing to do with you.
Well, I know.
Sometimes in life we have to humble ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Humility is one of the great positive characters of life, right? Just humble yourself. Be beneath you. Somebody may be telling you a story about the money they made, and you got 2 or 3 stories about twice the money that they made, but don't tell your story. Just sit back and marvel in their story and let them have their heyday and let them feel like somebody, right?
Now, you know the person we're about to bring up next is not that person.
Yeah, not that person.
I just want you to know. The person we got up next, that man right there might be in Philly.
Jay.
He might be in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He might just be right next door to you because he loved to be in somebody else's OPP.
Right.
Anyway, this person is Jamal. Jamal, how you doing tonight, big baby?
Man, can't complain. What's happening, Bone? What's happening, Craft, Rock? What's happening?
Man,
I think I got a young lady in the building.
Oh,
hey,
look at
sweetheart,
boy.
how you doing?
You be all on that social media, don't you?
We got a couple of, he dialed in.
Eye on. Yeah. Hey, watch yourself now.
Yeah, listen, I love it how you cats can see what's going on in the studio. That's awesome, man, because I know you done touched a few ankles from afar, boy, I believe.
I keep my eye on a hot show, man.
Yeah, we appreciate that, bro. We appreciate.
Is she really in the back bartender for real?
She is.
Like, I mean, sweetheart, can I get a Hennessy on rocks?
Yeah,
hey,
know
man,
she got you, bro.
We got you.
You know she got you for sure. Yeah. So what's been going on, man? What's on your mind tonight?
Hey, cornballs. Listen, this is what makes you a cornball. If you don't understand what hard work is, listen. Hard work builds character. Bone said work smarter, not harder. He never said don't work hard. It's
right.
different.
Right.
Wisdom is learned, not earned. See, there's things that Bone had to succeed and fail at to be the man that he is now. Kraft had to have some heartbreaks to be the smooth talker that he is now. So cornballs, it's something about learning how to work hard and enduring. A woman will go through things and changes, and she gonna want to talk to you. But if you don't know how to listen, stop talking and listen to her, you're gonna lose her. Not to me, but somebody like me. If you don't shut up and pay attention to what she's saying, I promise you, somebody like me is just waiting for that one phone call, and he gonna come and service all the needs that you are not taking care of properly. Oh, another thing, cornball, talk to yourself. You're not crazy, but cornball, during the day, man up to yourself. Hey, no lazy stuff. Hey, I'm not expecting nothing less. Hey, what I need to get done. And you encourage yourself so that way you're not dependent on anybody else to encourage you.
Yes.
The moment that you become dependent on the next person, you will find yourself being the person that is nothing more than a liability, where people have to carry you. And they can only carry you but so far. So cornball, learn to work hard.
Man, listen. Oh,
give it to him.
That's dropped the mic, boy. That's dropped the mic. Learn to work hard. Man, I'm telling you, my mind was just racing with all kind of thoughts, man. Here's one of the first things that came to my mind, right? That think about one woman, right? And let's just say there's 2 of this one woman, right? And there's a guy who happens to be a good-looking guy, kind of lazy, right? He kind of good-looking guy, kind of lazy, right? The other guy is not so good-looking, but he a go-getter. Who's gonna command more respect?
Who gonna command the respect is the ugly dude.
Right.
Who she gonna call at the end of the night? Okay, cornballs. Listen, this is another thing. Kraft just put you on game. She may respect the heaven out of you, but ugly is still ugly if you don't know the type of woman you're dealing with. So understand there are differences between women and girls. Girls are going to go for the shiny thing. Girls are going to go for the cute thing. A woman is going to hold you down and see the endurance that you have, see the drive that you have, and she will stand by you and build the man that you are into the king that you are, so you can build the queen that she is into all that wonderful stuff.
Yeah,
cornballs.
Listen.
Yeah.
Hey,
pimping.
Yeah.
Pimping 101.
Pimping 101.
If you don't tend to her needs, she will call the cute dude cornball, cute dude.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to work hard, she will toy with you, have her fun, and leave you to the man that's supposed to take care of her.
Right,
So
right.
it's a two-way street.
It's a two-way
Women come in
street.
all shapes and sizes of cornballs.
So watch this. I like to seal a message every time, right? Okay. So what she really likes is she likes the man who's the go-getter. She likes the man who's fighting for something major. She don't want the guy who's going to be under her every night from 5 to 9. You know what I mean? She really wants the guy who's on point. The guy who probably really doesn't need her is the guy she probably wants the most. Right? And
isn't that what girls like? They don't never want the dude that want her. They want the dude that ain't paying her no attention.
They want the dude that ain't paying her no attention.
You will never lose
That's
a woman. Well, you know, let me take that back. Cornballs, chase the money, not the honey.
Right.
It don't make no sense trying to chase the female if you got no bread in your pocket. It don't feel right. Like if I don't have 100 in my pocket just cause, I feel less than. I don't know. It's just me personally. I just gotta have cash in my pocket.
Right.
Because you can't make me feel no type of way about myself.
Right.
You can't. Cornballs, work hard, man.
Listen, the message tonight is to work hard. Another staple item in this show. If you don't understand what hard work is, you're a cornball. That's just how it is.
Right.
And again, those men who are on point. I mean, think about it this way. We see a lot of dudes in the world who are very prosperous and they're not such good looking people, but they got dime pieces on their arms. They walking with fine women, and those fine women go home with them and fix them dinner and hang out with them and stuff, and they might want a cute guy, but they like the guy who's going hard in the paint in life, the guy who's up before 6 o'clock, and the guy who ain't gonna come to bed till 2 in the morning because he making things happen. That's what we need more of in the world. That's what we need to be. That's what needs to be the model for us as men, as black men, as men in the world, whatever your race, color, creed. Learn to work hard. It pays. It pays,
300.
Huh? Yeah, I seen it.
Hi, you know the thing about when the men become men is when they got them holes in their shield. The holes in the shield don't mean they lost. The holes in the shield means they done fought through some things, and the fact that I still carry it means I survived.
Right.
Listen, cornballs, you cannot go to your woman for a day where you did not work hard and complain to her about nothing.
Right.
She got enough that she gonna complain to you as is. But when a woman can see my man worked hard, he got the dirt underneath his nails, she could respect you and go and cook you dinner because now you fulfilled a man's duties.
Right.
But man, if you don't work hard, she gonna look at you and be like, man, some oodles and noodles in the fridge or something. Go get some peanut butter and jelly. I don't feel like cooking.
Right.
See? That's a woman that don't see the king that you are.
Right.
But when you get your hands in the dirt, when you work hard, when you man up, and you say, baby, I need something to eat. Baby, what you need? I got some chicken on the stove. I got some potatoes in the pot. That's how you man up.
Right.
That's not a domestic role. It just means you earned it.
Right. Powerful. Listen, it is time for us to go to break, man. We always appreciate what you bring to the table, man. Any parting words for us, my friend?
Cornballs. Listen to the woman when she tell you you're not licking, eating, stroking, or sticking something the way she want to, because somebody like me is waiting because I'm listening to her on the late night phone call. Cornballs, if your girl is on the phone after 11 o'clock with anybody, I would advise you, don't take the phone out her hand. Hop down on your knees, give her a little kiss, see if she still stay on the phone. Pull a baby boy and just, stay on the phone, talk to her, get a look. If you don't do that move on her, she ain't gonna never rock with you right. Until you just cut her off in the middle of the phone call and say, who are you talking to? Hey, me and you got things to do in the bedroom.
All right.
Hey, it's a dude like me just waiting, and I promise I'm gonna do it to her.
Oh, my goodness.
You know,
hey,
listen.
Back in the day.
We have heard from Brother Jamal, and we thank you, man, for so much. We thank you so much for your input. And, folks, it is time for us to take another break. We're going to be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay. We got the good Reverend Dr. Jeffrey coming on tonight. Yes. And, of course, Jay and I go real hard in the second half of the show because we are yet to really do this subject any justice. We're talking about etiquette tonight. Why has the act of etiquette changed over the years? And so stay tuned with us. We'll be right back right after this song.
What?
Okay, that one's on now. Saying y'all killed the other one. You can turn it off. You can turn.
Oh, that track was super hot. That's that new Ross in the house.
Now see.
Oh my God,
right
I'm loving
here
that.
is what we do at Bar Talk with Jay.
What
That's
you-
right. Bartender do. You're right.
What
Right
you
here.
got there, Jay?
This right here. This that smooth delight right here.
What is that called, man?
This is gonna change your whole life at Bar Talk with Jay. That's what that called. Come up in here and find out.
It's called Sunkiss.
Ooh, Sunkiss. Yeah, you just let it sink right on in. That's what we do.
Yeah, I
Well,
love
welcome back with Bar
Sunkiss.
Talk with Jay.
Is it strong? What is it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
See, this is one of those sneak you drinks.
That ain't what I had last week. man.
No. it's
Nah,
not.
this is when you come in
That thing had me
and
toe
then
up
you
last
leave.
week.
What?
I was
That's
toe
how
up
we
for
do
real
you. That's
last
how we
week.
do you. Now we back with
Woo.
Bar Talk with Jay. One of the things we want to tell you is we have a lot of great things coming up, especially on the 8 o'clock hour. I got somebody that's gonna give y'all a special drink. Y'all just giving a little preview right now because again, I got somebody coming up next, and I don't know how his day was. Now, if y'all don't understand how his day was, y'all about to find out real quick. Because if it was a bad day, y'all gonna feel it. Did we get him? We didn't get him.
We didn't get him.
Oh,
But we know the smoke he bring. We know the
Man,
heat.
he be
always
bringing the heat, don't he?
Yeah, he'll probably come. We'll
You know
give him a
something, he
little
probably
time.
quit his job. You know, he wasn't doing good at that job, bro. He's having some bad days.
I like, but we need that pressure on
But
him.
I like pressure. I like what he do.
The pressure help him perform at night on the show, right?
I mean, I don't know if it's that pressure. He just mad.
I hate to destroy a man's life for the sake of the show.
I don't think it's gonna destroy. I figure he'll land on his feet. He'll get another one. I mean, he do multiple things.
Yeah. I don't even know what he does, bro. I'd be very interested. What does he do, man?
Whatever it is, he obviously deal with people and they be pissing him off. How about that? So he need to find some folks that like him.
Yes.
Get
yes.
along a little better for we can get it smooth sailing. He do the men, he do the women. One thing we want to say is thank you, Jeffrey, for always being there. Again, we got to miss him this time, but one of the things I want to do is give him that moment of saying thank you.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's huge.
Thank you. Yeah.
In
absolutely.
today's time, you know, is to say thank you
Yeah.
and hello.
Yeah.
It's a lot of respect that just being lost out there.
Yeah.
So you want to go in on this real quick, or you want to wait till the 8 o'clock hour?
No, on the subject.
You want to go on the
Oh
subject?
no, it's time. Yeah, we
Think
need
you
to.
wanna
We
go
need to
ahead?
break Pratt in case he comes in at 8 o'clock hour. He'll
Okay.
have his opportunity.
Let's
So
check it out.
tonight, folks, we are talking about the topic of etiquette. Why has the act?
Can't hear me?
Yeah,
Hold on,
better
hold on.
now. Why
Okay.
has the act of etiquette changed over the years? And I think we first need to, understand, what etiquette really is. It is. It's one of those things that, we don't necessarily know how to put a finger on. And I was sure I took a screenshot of this place I was at here. But it basically is rules of conduct, right? The customary code of polite behavior in society, particularly in a certain profession or a certain group. A protocol, polite behavior, good manners, acceptable behavior, accepted behaviors, proper behaviors, code of behavior, rules of conduct. And there's been a lot of that lost over time. Right?
Yeah.
The one thing that comes to my mind is, for many years, most of my life, there was a right way to wear your hairstyle, right? Not necessarily the wrong way,
Right.
but a nice fade,
Uh-huh.
lined up,
Right.
beard you shaved, clean cut,
Right.
all of that's out the door now. You know, we got professionals who have changed the etiquette of hair for black men in the world. And I think that's an etiquette issue because if you are around people who don't understand, it could separate you from them. It could offend, perhaps in some way or another. But it is one of those many things that culture and just the change of the world has caused etiquette to be, the rules of conduct to be less important in society, right? And there are rules for everything. Most particularly, when you think of the word etiquette, we think of formal events. You know, and etiquette, you would go to a 5-star restaurant and behave a certain way. You want to eat from left to right, from the small fork toward the right. And with each silverware, that silverware goes to the back when you're done eating with it. And they may bring out another utensil for the butter. They may bring out another utensil for the sauce or the soup that's coming out. That, there is a certain, when we think about etiquette, we think about kind of dining and those types of things.
That was huge.
Yeah. One thing is just a side note coming to my mind is I think etiquette has a lot to do with whether people are, wash their hands when they get done in the restroom. Right?
That's just nasty.
Yeah, you and I know that,
I mean,
right? But
nasty.
there is a right or wrong way to do that, right?
Just one way.
And
Water, soap.
We see, especially men. Men see it a lot. Do we not?
Oh, hell yeah.
We see it all the time. Men coming
I see
in
you
the
just
bathroom.
walk right out. I mean, you was in the stall, bro.
Yeah.
You know you was sitting down, so I know you need to. You gonna walk right by me like I'm hogging up the sink. You better turn around and get straight
to the break room.
Matter of fact, I moved to the side. You go, because I know I was just standing there, so I know what you just did. You need to be more thorough.
Right.
You need to get the hand soap.
Right.
Don't talk about like you busy.
And
No,
make
bro.
it sudsy on the front
You need to
and
make
the
that
back.
whole bowl get busy, bro. Get
Right.
busy up in there. They gonna look at me like I'm bothering you. No, you bothering me by not doing what I feel is necessary.
Yes.
Go ahead into that water,
and
little water.
That is very key. That's key to the whole conversation because what's happening is one person is offended by the non-action of the other person, right? And so you're kind of breaking rules. You're breaking a rule of conduct. You're breaking a code. If you're not supposed. If you're a chef in the kitchen and you cut some steak or some chicken, you're not supposed to use the same knife and cut the fish or the vegetables with it, right? Etiquette. It's rules of conduct, and it happens in every form, in every place in the world. But part of the problem is as we grow in time and as we grow in age, the rules change and we don't always understand them or like them, right? I see old white men wearing drop jeans now. not now below where their underwear showing, but they drop, they as drop can get. And so
now theirs might just because they didn't the way they used to have hips. They went down. We're gonna give them some other little old people respect,
right?
But yeah, the ones that just trying to do it, we gotta watch it.
Yeah. You can even see portions of it in corporate America nowadays. It might be okay to wear your pants a little loose and a little downward, even if you might have a tie on in today's world. Listen, that's not where we came from, though.
No,
right?
Don't want to see it either.
No, don't want to see it, but it's somewhat acceptable. And maybe corporate America, doesn't let you get away with too much, but we see it happening all the time. Think about the crews that you've worked with.
I'm talking about Dispose, where I'm at.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
y'all don't allow that. But you've seen it in many other occasions.
I have.
Yeah.
But come over there to me, no, you pull that up, bro. Because I ain't trying to see that. I see that. I see the back of your car. Oh, bro, you got to go.
Right.
You got to go because, again, I got clientele. My clientele don't need to see that. And that's where I have to stand firm on what I believe in.
Okay.
Because, you might want to dress that way. That's what you believe in. I get that.
Right.
But when you come over here,
right,
just understand,
right,
I'm holding a bag.
Right.
It ain't just a bag of money. This is my bag of my beliefs of this company going to that next level, and we're not going to offend.
Right.
And your butt want to be shown, and you think it's cute on your time, That's you.
You know what,
Come
Jay?
through that gate. Don't play with me. I won't play with you. Because going home, talking about, well, look at how much money you're going to lose. If I lose one clientele over the crap you doing, it's going to cost me way more money than you.
Right.
It's a decision.
Right.
And my decision is to go with a proper etiquette code
Right.
that makes sense for me.
And watch this, Jay. This is what this subject is coming to for me here. I consider myself, a yuppie professional type guy.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Right.
I wear slacks all the time. I have a
Right.
nice dress shirt on. I try to always stay
You be
nice,
fly. You be fly.
upscale. Try to stay fly, right?
Right.
So if a woman is with me, right, that I believe that there's a certain amount of etiquette that I ask for her to have in her dress when she's with me,
Okay.
in her appearance when she's with me. I'm really not into showing off bodies.
Oh, so you can't have that stripper look, that nakedness.
Oh no, we
Right.
don't want that, right? Because I'm not interested in that attention coming our way and me having to look over people because they looking at you. If you look bad, if you look sexy and super fine and you all out, everybody's gonna be looking at you, and you can't blame them for looking at you.
Right.
I can't get upset because a guy gawking at you because you wearing a slit halfway up your leg.
Not halfway, all the way, bro. I'm
Right.
talking about all the way up, like,
so
to the bra line.
you showing the world your hip, and you think that maybe I'm not supposed to say nothing, or I'm not supposed to feel a certain way, but that's offensive to my spirit. That's offensive to my swag, right?
Okay.
I don't like that. I like super classy appearance women. There's so much more classy shit than there probably is sexy shit. Well, maybe not, but now that I rethink it, right? But I just like a class act around me, and appearance is a part of the etiquette, right?
Right.
And I think that's, there are a lot of men who feel differently. There are a lot of men who they don't mind their women in a short skirt, and chest hanging all out, and they don't mind seeing it. They don't mind the thong being hanging up above the pants.
What?
And they don't mind they don't mind the see-through dresses.
Hello.
And I mean, listen, those things are wonderful, but not if you my lady.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying? I'll
Now,
enjoy them from afar.
As
but don't
much
get me
as I
wrong.
like to jump in there and say, yeah, I like to say, I see it all the time. Yes, I do. And do it offend me in any kind of way. Again, I am single, so if I see it and it's around me, it's not a bother to me. That's your decision. That's your choice. I definitely agree with you when it comes to my lady. A person that I choose to be in a monogamous relationship with, we shouldn't have to rock that way. But if I met her and that's what she was doing, I don't really judge her totally. I just want to make sure she understands that that's not what I care for long term.
Right.
Because again, I feel like I don't got to. I mean, she's just out there enjoying herself, and she caught my eye with that nice little tightness on, showing me enough to let me get a little curious.
Right.
But she held herself where I couldn't just find all out one time. I wasn't able to just unpeel it, but I was able to get my attention.
Yeah.
Some people like to grab attention, but my whole thing is, can you hold it?
Right.
There's a whole lot of people show a whole lot that ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
So it's nothing new to me. My
Yeah.
whole thing
and,
is.
And they, listen, there's nothing wrong. We're talking about etiquette here.
It is.
There's nothing wrong with showing off your body.
No,
There's
I mean, it's
nothing
your
wrong
body. God given. It's
doing,
beautiful thing.
but man, I've just seen so much.
Have you
What's the
seen
word?
Instagram?
What's the word, man?
Lord have mercy.
I'm just
They
talking
done
about what people walk around with
Wait.
on, what the women walk around with on.
It's
I'm
still hot, bro.
I'm just amazed
It's the
sometimes.
ATL. They about naked. I'm like, oh Lord. I seen one.
I mean,
that
I
had
thought we
something
was in
covering
the,
the nipples.
I done seen so many camels. I thought we was in
Yeah,
Sahara. We was in the Sahara Desert
what?
somewhere. What?
Hey,
My God, they're everywhere.
only in the ATL.
They make it hard on a brother in this world. I tell
It
you
make
what.
it hard.
My
But
goodness.
one of the things I gotta say, is that what I'm always attracted to, and I like to say no.
I'm not attracted to it, but you know what I'm saying? It's not a distraction, but it ain't something that I would invite into my camp. You know what I'm saying? If this lady I met, I know she like to walk around in shorts and tights, always camel toe centered front and foremost, then that probably ain't gonna be my kind of swag, because I ain't interested in my lady being out there like that.
Right. I mean,
you know what I
just
mean?
show all the good.
Yeah, she
goods.
break all the rules. You know what I mean? Leave all that. Wear that at the house, right? Hey, go buy you a dozen outfits for the house.
I'm I'm not trying to see
We'll
that at
change
work.
the lighting and open the curtains and, put some lemon smell in the air. We'll change the whole environment any way you want to.
Got a little lemon juice on it. Wow, Craig.
I'll clean it up, pass on it, whatever. You know what I mean? We'll change the ropes, but don't be out there showing it. That breaks. Those just things don't work. Listen, man, how many times have we seen men with women who are dressed provocatively?
A lot.
And I know the guy has to be feeling some kind of way because people probably are gawking at her because she's wearing such an extreme outfit. And that gawking at her is what breaks the rules in my world. You know what I mean? Not that, people... listen, if you fine, you're going to get gawked at anyway, right? Period. Almost no matter what you have on. But, you get some superficial attention, when you're half naked. You
got to remember... Some guys actually want their woman to do that.
Some guys
but
like
they
that.
Could get
Some guys like that.
They want them to look because they want to be proud of what they have.
Is that what it is?
But you got to remember now.
That makes sense.
Some of the ones I've seen that make you look, when you look very closely, there's a lot of flaws. Okay.
Oh, a lot of flaws.
There's a whole lot of flaws.
Yeah.
And, they got that little tight, that cadal, and you like, wow. From a distance, you like, what? And then you get up and you staring, knowing you don't really want to stare. You see her with somebody, and then you be like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I ain't saying no more than that because, again, I'm not being judgmental. It's just a lot of times people dress a certain way, and you get that eyesight. You see it, but you don't really see it. I see things from a distance. You get up on it, you be like, wow, it's a whole lot different.
You know what?
Whole lot.
And more often than not, that's real. More often than not, this is, a side subject, but more often than not, you'll see a woman from afar and you'll be like, woo, she's sexy. And when she get up on you, you get to see what you couldn't see, right? And it really, I'm not being judgmental by any means because I love all the women, but there's some things going on.
There's some scariness
underneath the surface.
Like,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I
didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see them toenails.
That damn big ass overbite.
I didn't see them. I didn't see them edges.
I don't know why you did. They was all out there.
I can see your stretch marks from the front
and the back. They look like they wrap around like she be hula hooping.
Listen, the real is men don't care about none of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
men,
yes and no.
Men look past all that. You know what I mean? Yeah, we mostly do. We mostly do.
Like a harpoon.
So listen, I don't know how we got to talk about that, but we're supposed to be talking about etiquette this evening.
That ain't etiquette. Ain't nothing proper about that.
Yeah, we talking about appearance. We're talking about appearance, and that's how we led there. Great topic, great subject. We're going to talk more about that. It's time for us to take our next break. We still haven't gotten the good Reverend Dr. Jeffrey on, but we're hoping to have him next segment. If not, Jay and I know exactly what to do.
We gonna do
so
this.
We hope you're having fun, enjoying it. Dance to the music, folks. Let it keep you alive during the break.
Is this the 8? Is this 8 o'clock?
This is 8 o'clock.
Ah, man, no music at 8 o'clock.
No music?
Bartender.
Okay.
Is going to tell everybody about the special drink.
Okay.
That if they was down here, they can have. Again, you got to be over 21.
Okay.
And you got to drink responsibly.
Yes.
In order to be up in here to enjoy the festivities of what we're trying to do at Bar Talk with Jay.
Right.
So she's up next. That's right. Hurricane what's her name? Hurricane Harisha. I'm just trying to say, girl, for you from Jamaica. You from Jamaica, so you know what I'm saying. It's tropical storms where you come from. Okay, grab the mic, girl. You up next.
Okay. Well.
Mike's
Is it on?
Okay.
All right.
What we got, girl?
We have a sun kiss today, which is. You want to come hold the mic for me?
Ooh, she said, "Come hold it." See, is that proper etiquette?
Okay.
I'm just
yes,
saying.
ma'am. I'd be happy to hold the mic. Ready?
All right. So we have. Really? We have pineapple juice. 2 shots of that. And Ciroc.
All right. We got 2 shots of pineapple juice. And what's next? Ciroc. Ooh, okay. We love Ciroc.
2 shots of that.
2 shots of Ciroc.
We love us a rock to get some endorsement.
Oh, you put some good shots in there too. They was heaping helpings. No, 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 not for me. I'm a lightweight.
Don't worry, we got C in the building. Board man C.
A little bit of peach margarita.
Okay, little peach margaritas. Aha, we love that.
Mix it up.
Shake it, girl. Shake. Shake it like a salt shaker. Ooh.
And a kiss of strawberry daiquiri.
All right, and
Just
a kiss
pinch.
of strawberry daiquiri.
Oh yeah.
Watch how she pour this.
It go right to the
Ooh,
bottom.
you as a professional, girl. Here's the bar.
That's how we do it. How it tastes, Crab?
It tastes good. Listen, it tastes like it'll catch up with you.
That's how
down
we
the
do it.
road. That's fabulous, though.
This how we
It
do
might,
it over here at Bar Talk with Jay. But we get you kind of woozy.
2 shots of Ciroc. Yeah. I'm normally a 1-shot
Woozy.
cat. Listen, if I start leaning the second half of the show, somebody come get me.
make it weak at the knees.
All right, listen, we want to thank our bartender. She puts it down for the show. Listen, we have not had bartenders around here, so yes. Oh, okay. Listen.
We ain't doing that.
Yeah, listen. I'm gonna hand you the mic back, right? And I just want you to give us like, the 30-second clip of that recipe and how to dress it up. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, Thizzle, babe.
Oh yeah, and make sure they know where to find you. She is a licensed bartender. So again, if y'all want some of these drinks, you can go out there and actually see her and make it happen for her. What you got, girl?
All right. So if you want to dress it up, you get you a slice of peach or orange or pineapple or some cherries. Put some ice in there. You can put some sugar around the rim, and voila.
I mean, this is ATL. We got too much sugar around some rim. You put some damn
But
salt or
it's a
something.
sun kiss,
Too
though.
much dang on sugar going
Really?
on right now. No, we're gonna make it bitter, not sweet.
Yes. We want to have a little music real quick, Jay.
Yeah,
Go ahead. You want to start that track over or the one track or whatever we was gonna play? Want to start? You got 1 hour songs? All right.
Man,
we are back
We back.
with
Man.
more Bar Talk with Jay.
One of the things I got to say, man, during the break, we always have so much fun. Again, one of the things we did on 8 o'clock hour, we had our bartender showing the special drink of the night. One of the things I always want to make sure you know, drink responsibly, okay?
Yes.
We just don't push alcohol, but one of the things I want to say is responsibility. We don't look for drunkenness. The only thing we want to do is make sure we have a great time. I even have a special guest in the building. She ain't going to get it on the air. That's crazy. Crazy wanted to come in and say some special things. She thought my man Kraft wasn't going to be in the building, so she said she was going to turn it out for me. And now she's scared to do anything. Is that wrong or what, Kraft? I mean, let's just talk about that. How somebody say they're going to do something and they don't do it. I mean, is that right?
That's not
to
etiquette,
do you
man.
like that?
That's not etiquette to do it like
right,
that.
that's
man.
what I was kind of thinking
wrong.
when she kind of came in the building like, well, Kraft, you here. I came in here to turn it out. You know, I was going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I'm getting all excited over here. I'm like, oh, you going to do what?
Right.
You going to turn our bar talk with, oh, Jay with this. Let's do this. And gets nothing.
Yeah.
You know, that's like hyping up a female. Saying, you know, been talking to you for a while. I'm going to come over and do some things, you know.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. I want to see where we can go to that next level.
Right.
And she right there with you like, are you sure you? I'll be like, I think it's that time. And then you get there and nothing.
Nothing.
You got nothing.
Nothing.
You know,
Nothing
she
to
looking
count
at you,
on.
you looking at her, and ain't nothing happening.
Right.
And then you wonder why.
Right.
I'm just saying. You can't be playing with people like this. This is not right to me.
Right.
You know, don't excite me and then give me nothing.
Right.
Don't tell me you're going to do something, then give me nothing.
Right.
It happens too often. Why?
Right.
You know, I love to be able to motivate a person to be able to push them to a point where they can see things that they can't even see.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's not always on a sexual level, but it's also into looking past what they might know.
Right.
A lot of times I get somebody to come to me and say, hey, I want to do this. I want to do that. My whole thing is not to kill your dream, but I might see something totally different for you because I seen some of your likes and it wasn't aligned from what you're saying your likes was.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen some things that your hobbies might be your passion, but you don't really want to pay your hobbies no attention because it don't make no money. That's because you didn't formulate it into a way to make money because you didn't think about it like that. You was too busy trying to make money off of somebody else. I've been watching Facebook, and there's this new guy that showed me how I can make all this money. I'm not saying you can't, but you got to make sure you get the skill levels up to be out there to do that. But I know you have a talent over here.
Absolutely.
That you're not developing because you're not for sure. You don't believe in yourself. And then it doesn't make money because you ain't got the proper people aligned with you to show you how to make it.
Yeah, it's hard to talk people into believing in themselves. That's a difficult task. Let's just take a moment to recognize those who are with us live tonight.
Who we got? I can't see nobody.
We got a great group, and man, you folks keep showing up. I love it. I love it. I'm recognizing these names. We got Lori Hoggebrook, Gina Watson.
Did you say Lori Hoggebrook?
Tavares, Northington. We got Kathy Pope. We got Jeff Turner. Calvin Kemp in the house. Keisha Woolfork.
Hey, what's that, Keisha?
Is that Jamal Paris? Teresa Bradford.
Teresa.
Yeah. Carol Greer. Gwendolyn Fisher.
Okay.
Courtney Selah.
That's it. Go, Courtney.
Let me see. We got Bruce Payne in the house.
Bruce, that's one of my boys.
Is that everybody?
Business.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Listen, thank you, folks, for being with us tonight.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, it means a lot that you're here, and we hope that you are enjoying the show.
Too bad y'all can't have a drink with me.
Yeah. Listen, if you can't have one with us, just go in there and get a wine cooler, a beer, a glass of wine in your own living room. Just one. Drink responsibly. And enjoy. Yeah, just one. How many you see going on the table right now?
Hey, hold on.
And we in the second hour.
We starting to snitch now.
We in the second hour of the show.
We ain't talk about that.
Yeah, listen. When we drink real liquor around here.
Yeah, I know. But you starting to really tell it.
I don't care.
You don't supposed to do that.
That makes us different than everybody else.
Not
right?
snitching.
So let's jump back into this subject here.
Let's have some fun.
The question is why has the act of etiquette changed over the years? And ultimately the answer to the question is that people have moved on with their lives without teaching the good lessons. And those of us who have been, knowing these particular forms of etiquette have just kind of moved on. Maybe we haven't shared them. So there are a lot of young people who don't know what etiquette is. They don't know the process, the protocol to do things. And I want to talk about one very hot on the platter that we all have an understanding of.
Okay, who's that one?
The question is tell us about the etiquette for asking for money.
The etiquette. Don't do it. How about that? I'm going to make the etiquette easy for you. Don't do it.
Now see, listen, you saying don't do it.
Right, because I'm tired of you asking. Don't do it.
And the reason you saying don't do it is because your whole perspective is people asking you.
That is correct.
But let's talk about the perspective when we have to ask. Okay, you can't get through this life alone. Right?
You are correct.
There are always going to be times where you need to lean on the shield, as we call it. You need to ask somebody for help. And there is a protocol. There's a process to asking for money, especially for money. And I see too many bad forms of etiquette when it comes to ask for money. People are now asking for hundreds and thousands of dollars on text messages.
Bro, I'm going to tell you all day
and
long.
Emails.
You about to start, this show about to get cropped.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
You about to start
It's a real problem because people are playing games to get you to help them. And that is not how you achieve help from someone. You do not play games. Sometimes, especially if you haven't spoken to this person in a long time and you need to ask them for money, you don't just, first of all, you don't do no electronic stuff. You have to talk to them. Pick up the phone and call them. I know it may be hard. I know your heart may be beating. I know you may be thinking about the last time you ain't pay them back, or you might be thinking about all kinds of stuff. But the proper protocol is to pick up the phone and have a real, genuine conversation, a two-way conversation. And that two-way conversation gives them the opportunity to ask some questions. And if your answers don't come back strong, then you might not get the loan, right? But you got to give them a fair opportunity to say yes. What is happening is people are making requests using people's emotion. They're making requests using the person's, their attitude. The person doesn't want to come against you. You're asking a person who is hard pressed to say no anyway.
I'm going to have to throw some examples out there because I know they're hearing you.
Go ahead.
Let's throw some examples. I just got done getting a $200,000 truck. Okay. $50,000 down.
Okay.
Working on some more deals coming up. And I had somebody request me from Cash App. Didn't ask me. They just requested some money from me.
Oh, my God. They just, without calling you.
No, they didn't call me at all. My Cash App said, such and such requested something from you.
Yeah.
Now, if you ever known me to get pissed off, which I don't normally get pissed off quick.
Right.
I'm the kind of person that you say certain things to me, you can call me out my name. I ain't got to respond to get mad because I don't believe in that. And I don't believe in what you call me as me.
Right.
All right? But when you do something like this, now you're hitting home.
Right.
Because I work for mine. Ain't nobody gave me nothing.
Right.
So when I see this and I'm looking at my Cash App.
What goes to your mind? What goes to
First
your
of
mind?
all,
What does that mean?
disrespect came immediately.
Okay.
My kids don't do that to me.
Okay.
And at least if they did it, they mine.
Right.
So they know daddy got them, but they called me because this was put in them early on.
Protocol.
When they was always, daddy, I need this. Daddy, I need that. I love you. I got you. But
rules of
don't
engagement.
just call daddy when you need something.
Right.
Because you grow. Growing. They wasn't grown. Now they're grown. But my whole thing is I like to make sure you're okay before you start saying you need this and that. And then they start saying it in a way where it's business term.
Right.
I'm trying to do this. I'm trying. So you're giving me more of an example where my money going.
Right.
I get that. But them my kids.
Right.
Now to a person that want to come at me for a business proposition or somebody just want to loan some money from me, I say come at me in the same respectful manner. One, ask me how I'm doing. Don't just come up, oh, I see you got that nice truck, bro. Think I can get 10,000 from you? You disrespected me.
You just disrespected me.
You just look at a truck.
You just broke etiquette protocol right there.
And you automatically label and you automatically put yourself in a position that I might not even want to help you, period.
Right.
Because how you came at me, don't do me or anybody that you see from Tyler Perry to any other big name that you want to throw out there if you love some names. You don't approach a person with that kind of mentality.
Absolutely.
That's rude and it's disrespectful.
Yes.
Don't do that.
Yes.
Just because that person shows you or you found out how much they worth, That don't mean you have the right to walk up and ask for any damn thing.
Absolutely.
But what I will say, you can always sit down and talk to a person and give them a proposition.
Right.
And it's going to be up to them to accept or not.
And
not just request off of a damn app. I'm still pissed off.
And listen, I'm going to tell you, this is profound. And this is the kind of stuff I want to cover in this show,
Okay,
right?
go ahead.
The ask, how you ask for something is way more important than what you're asking for. How you approach the situation is what will grant you the greatest number of yeses, right? Because if you come correct, if you come, vulnerable, if you come what's transparent, then you get more favor than if you come with game, or if you come side swiping me, or you catch me, I'm running out the door, I got to do something, or I ain't got really time to make the decision, but now I got to make it in a heartbeat because you asked it just before I got ready to walk it out the door. Those are things that break down your relationship power. There is power in relationships, and if you are constantly sideswiping people with your request from them, that you're going to find that they're going to shy away from you because you continue to break the protocol, the etiquette of a relationship, and the etiquette for asking for money or asking for favor. There is a way to do things. I'm really, really big on just talk to me, right? Just talk to me. I don't need, I'll be able to discern everything for myself. And most of the time that people have asked me for money, and I don't know if this is good or bad, but most of the time people have asked me for money and they came correct, no matter what the reason was, I found a way to help them. I found a way to help them. The Lord says that if somebody requests something of you and you have it to give, that you should strongly consider giving it. Now, that's not to mean you to be a fool or get taken advantage of or give something, but that means you are supposed to give it. But if they come with game, if they break all the codes of conduct, the codes of behavior toward asking for something, they don't ask the right way, they've already lost half the battle. You lose half of the battle, half of the request power in the way you ask. And I'm going to tell you, this gets a lot of people in trouble. Okay, there are people who owe me money that because they do it the right way, I'll give them some more money. Right?
No, hell no.
I'm just
they
thinking.
better repay. They got bad credit.
What? I'm big on forgiving debts. That's one of the things that
I forgive it when you repay it.
Every time I forgive it, though, it come back tenfold. It ain't really about them. It's about me.
Somebody else. I'm just telling you.
Yeah,
that's just me.
But you got to do. Yeah, there's a cat man. He was going through a situation. I loaned him $300, and I wasn't counting on the $300, so I wasn't pressed about it. So he lent him $300, and he ain't talked to me about that $300 since.
I mean, that happens, but I'm just saying, you get $300 from me. This is just me. It happens. You get $300 from me. I'm the kind of person, I ain't going to call you about that money.
Right. I'm not going to call you.
My whole thing is, you know what you borrow from me.
Right.
I'm the person that in my mind, it plays on me because I have conversations with you. You don't bring it up. And then one day you bring it up like, I got you, man.
Right.
I'm going to take care of you.
Right.
I'm like, in my mind, you're a good person at this point, but you just took a long time to get there.
Right.
Then you still don't do nothing.
And
then you come back later on with this great proposition that's going to cost me $500 more for me to invest with him in something else. Oh, you can kiss my ass. I'm not doing it.
Right.
I'm not looking at it because you never did the first agreement right.
That's
right.
You
played with me. You talked about it. But it's amazing how you got this other great deal.
Right.
And this one is going to bring us so much more.
Yeah.
And whatever happened to the three? I mean, why you always bringing up old stuff?
Right.
I don't really like it. A second thing I don't like is when somebody remind me, I don't never ask you for nothing. That's one of the biggest damn lies I've ever. Why do you be saying that when I know good and well you don't ask all the time?
Right.
Use correct wording.
Right.
I don't never ask you for. Yes, you do.
Yeah, and that make you not want to give it to him.
It makes me mad because you trying to make yourself look good. I don't need you to look. Be you. My whole thing is the fact that you don't always ask, I respect.
Yeah.
But the minute you start reminding me, I don't never ask you for nothing, now you bragging. But I promise you, I can probably go through my Cash App and your name pop up. So if it pop up, guess what?
Yeah.
Don't really tell me that. I don't care to hear that. I would say you don't always ask. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm telling
I
you.
appreciate the fact you're a strong person and you don't.
Yeah.
But don't remind me, and when you tell me, it takes all kind of credit away because I gave you credit before you open your mouth.
Right.
You spoke it out. Why?
Right.
I always like the fact that you strong and you don't have to.
Right.
I got you because I want to.
Right.
I don't care to look at my phone to remind me what all I do. I've been doing for a long time. I've been caring. But when you open your mouth, now, I'm sitting back. I told you I always like to talk. I'm sitting back, and I'm listening. And as I listen, I get mad. Because
Right.
I already know all the stuff you saying ain't totally true.
Right.
But yet you're going to say, oh, that's just that one time. If it happened one time, then what you say? You never asked me because never
Yeah.
covers all times.
Yeah.
And you just made a fool of what you just said.
Yeah.
So now we got to back up, and it's not necessary. That's why I tell people money can cause a lot of problems.
Money can cause a lot of
A
problems.
lot of when you borrow.
And listen,
and never
the
paying
problem comes when people don't do what they say they're going to do,
They don't want
which is
to.
a absolutely perfect etiquette discussion. Do
Yes.
what you say you're going to do.
That'd be
if
so
you
nice.
promise people that you're going to be there, you be there.
Be there. If you're going to call a person back, now I will
You know-
say, I'm a hypocrite when it comes to that. I always say I'm going to call somebody back, and I don't.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, calls,
to
yeah, yeah,
everybody, I'll be saying I'm going to call back. I got so much going on, but I promise you, I really do. And it's not because I don't think about you like that. It's just I do have a lot. You know, I see it all the time on my phone where thank you for not calling me back. And again, so much going on. But I don't like that. But I understand what goes on in my life, and I respect somebody to get mad at me about that.
Yeah.
But I promise you it ain't about no money.
Yeah.
It ain't about some things that I was going to really do as an emotion of calling somebody. Not calling, but doing something really for you.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I try to make sure I do what I say I'm going to do. I might fall short from time to time because I'm not perfect. And I ain't really
Yeah.
saying I'm trying to be perfect. I'm going to try to be a better me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when I
And-
say something small, like calling you back, I mean, I get better with that sometime, whatever.
Yeah, let's keep going on this money thing. Because
yeah, please do.
Somebody owe you some money,
Yeah,
and you might need a piece of that money.
No, I've been needed. Because, see, what
And-
people don't understand is they see certain things and they feel like they don't have to pay me back. You got a $200-something
hold on,
thousand
hold on, hold on.
Oh,
Where I'm
you know, I was
going.
about to go in.
I know.
My bad.
Where I'm going.
Go for it.
You owe me money,
Uh-huh.
and you ain't call me,
At all.
and I call you,
Mhm.
and you don't call me back.
I mean, really, you the one. Oh, so you should expect me not to want to call you. I mean, but when we
that's-
gonna talk about how you
but that-
ain't paying back?
That's a pet peeve, you know what I'm saying? But if I call you, at least be man enough to face me and tell me you ain't got it, or you know, man, I'm not gonna even come at you like that. You know, I'm just gonna might be like, listen, I know you owe me 100. Any chance you can shoot me 50? You know, or I know you owe me 1,000. Can you shoot me 5? And let's, you know, and help me help you. You know what I'm saying? I can give you a little more time, but I need a sense of urgency on this debt. And a lot of, you know, we've had all the stories in the world about people who ran and they didn't call them back, and it just breaks all rules of engagement.
Man,
It breaks all rules of engagement. So
You know what? You want to know a way I used to get money back from people? I had to borrow it. See, they borrowed money from me, right? I had to borrow it back.
You had to borrow.
Seriously, sometimes,
good.
especially with family members, they act like they ain't gonna ever pay you back anyway.
They act like they ain't gonna pay you
So
back.
I gotta borrow something that's equivalent to whatever the heck they got from me, and that's how I get mine back. And they be like, "Didn't I?" I be like, "Yeah." But remember what I did for you? They be like, "Yeah." I be like, "Yeah, that's what I had to do to offset."
Right.
Because I'm getting tired of the fact
Yeah.
you don't do right.
So you owe me $500, and I'm out cutting the lawn, and my lawnmower go
Can
out.
I borrow your lawnmower?
Yeah.
They be like, "Man, I just got this $300 lawnmower." I be like, "That's close."
Yep.
So can I get that one for a little while?
Hey.
They be like, "Well, I'm gonna drop it off, but I'm gonna need it the next week." I be like, "No problem." So then next week come up, they be like, "You ain't drop off my lawnmower." I be like, "You ain't drop off that $500."
Right.
They be like, "So when I'm
We
gonna get my
even.
lawnmower?" I be like,
You ain't
You
gonna-
ain't." Now I tell you what, it run good too. It might be worth that extra $2 that you ain't paid me
Yeah.
back.
I'll tell you what. Let's just call it even.
There you go. Now at that point, family back family again.
$200 favor.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
listen, he might call you down and help him cut his yard, but he ain't getting the lawnmower
He ain't
back.
getting the lawnmower
No, you
back.
ain't getting the lawnmower back.
You talking about can I borrow at least? No, bro. That's how I do to you.
Yeah.
I already know how that go pimping on pimping.
Yeah.
You gotta recognize game on game. And it's sad I have to do that.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
But it's a tactic that works. And I do it kindly towards family members. I really don't do it towards people that is outside my circle. because outside my circle, I really feel like you would never get nothing else.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, so if it's $100, $30, whatever, I gave that.
If you don't do me right,
you don't come back
get any more.
You gave me a reason not to
Yeah.
ever want to do anything
Yeah.
else because you're not right.
Yeah, if you break your promise, you pretty much lose me. And that's just kind of the way it is for most people. If you break your promise, you lose me. It is time for us to take another break. I want you folks to stay tuned. We're going to be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay. And I got two things I want to cover in the next segment because we're getting close to closing out. But we've talked about money and the etiquette of money. Let's talk about the etiquette of correcting people.
Ooh.
We'll be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay right after this.
You trying to gut punch somebody. Oh, yes.
All right.
Welcome back with Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome back.
Man, during that break, I got a text. That text right there wants to change up the conversation.
The text changed the conversation,
Now,
but I think we're on the same subject, right?
Yeah, that would have looked like to me. It would have looked like to me. The text said, since we're talking about etiquette and how to ask for something,
Okay.
it said, how about asking for the
Cookie.
pickle? Yeah, the cookie.
The cookie, the pickle.
The cookie.
How
the
do you
cookie.
ask for the
How
cookie
you ask for
and the pickle?
the cookie?
Well, I'm a.
Come on, Dr. Smooth.
You know, the pimp got to come out of me when I answer this
all
question,
day long,
right?
player.
I'm a strong proponent of not asking.
Oh hell no! I ain't with you on that one. No, I gotta shoot my shot. I'm
Bruh.
trying to get mine.
Bruh,
I mean, I understand
you never
that.
really have to shoot
I
a
know,
shot.
I
You know
know.
what I'm saying?
I know what you said.
It's
You
all about
smooth.
it's all
I
about
got you.
synchronicity. You
I
know
know
what I mean?
that. Crap.
And there are a lot of words that equal asking for the cookie without asking for the cookie. Like what you doing Friday night? Right?
I give him something to do on Friday night.
Yeah. Hey, how about this question at about 10, 11 o'clock? You sleepy?
Or do you want to get sleepy? Or do you want me to put you to sleep?
Yeah. You need some
Or
help? going
hey,
to
big
sleep?
head.
Say again?
Hey, big head.
Hey, big head.
What you doing?
What you doing?
I mean, that's a hit right there.
Right,
Hey,
that's
big
a hit
daddy.
right there.
Hey, big daddy.
Hey, listen, cause I how it usually will come, particularly at a man. I don't know how about a woman. I'd love to have a woman's perspective.
Got
right?
one right behind
But
us.
it come at a man, a woman would be like, well, yeah, I got to do this, I got to do that. Should be home by 7, 8, 9 o'clock. What time can you fall through? I'm like, well, I've been to give you a little time of space, maybe about 11, 11:30, and boom, boom, boom. It would be assumed at that point, right? And I haven't had much failure with that program. It's not very aggressive, but it damn sure works. That's all I can tell you. I guess there are people who have to ask for what they want, and there's nothing wrong with asking for it.
No, it's not.
In fact, women nowadays
Ask for it too.
are very aggressive in asking for it.
Hey,
Very aggressive. Men have always been. It is the nature of men. But
No.
we haven't seen this in women like this.
I have.
You know what I mean? I have not until late. I've
yeah,
seen
but
it.
you've been in more relationships where I've been more dating. So
Man, I've been out there as much in the world, but I listen. I just I don't know. Maybe I'm such of an assumptive closer, but women are aggressive nowadays, my brother.
noticed.
They ask for it.
I know, and I give them what they're asking for. You better watch it. Fool around me, send your ass to Grady.
I don't know. It's more requests than I want to fulfill right now.
It might be more requests, but I'll tell you right now,
I
I got a backlog. I ain't scared, bro. I got a backlog. Hey, listen, I will get to you.
Yeah.
It might not be this week or next week.
But I get to you. I know.
You know,
but
asking for it, and again, I like your approach. Would not, because I like a lot of different approaches.
yeah.
It depends on who you are.
You know what, man? Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
Depends on who you are. Makes me feel like if I want to shoot my shot or if I want to sit back and see where it goes.
Right.
Classy women, I always see where it goes because again,
See
it's
where-
showing me a lot of class, and I don't want to feel no pressure, and I don't want to put no. My whole thing is let's see where it goes because I like chemistry. Okay,
Right.
I like to make sure it's a vibe, and that makes and people don't understand what makes great sex or takes sex to that next level.
Yeah.
A vibe helps that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's when a person is with you.
Right.
Now, when it comes to a person that you just trying to see where you can go because you're not for sure, I ask questions or I will put a element out there where they can interpret how they want. Like to me, I would say, like I got a pool table. You want to come play pool? And a lot of times they say, I don't know how to play. I'd be like, I can teach you. And they'd be like, what if I'm not good at learning? I said, but I'm good at teaching. See, so the whole element of the conversation becomes more almost like sexual because it's like, okay, what you might be scared to do, I might be able to help you through.
Right.
My whole thing is
Go ahead,
it's
Jay.
giving more a comfort level.
Go ahead.
They might be like, I want to jump in a hot tub. I'd be like, but it's a lot of things you might want to do before you jump in.
Right.
You know, so again, it's the
Okay.
conversation.
Okay.
It's a conversational piece. So
You know,
not always directly
Yeah.
about. It's the indirect.
I call that suggestive selling.
Well,
and ain't nothing wrong with suggestive selling, right? Suggestive selling works.
I got a product that need to get out.
yeah. And have you ever said something like this, like, hey, you know, I'm feeling a certain kind of way. I was wondering if you can come over and love up on me tonight. You ever just said it?
Just too smooth.
That's
I'm
smooth.
gonna have to use that one. I'm gonna use. Oh no, I ain't using. But it sounds good.
Listen,
but I'm gonna have to put it. Say that again. Put it,
I can't.
I haven't used one that nicely. To me, I use things that's a little bit more direct. Because usually they be like, you so busy, you can't make time. I'll be like, I make time for what's needed. And they was like, oh, so I guess I'm not needed. I'll be like, well, understanding what kind of time are you trying to spend with me?
Yeah.
Because, again, you know, you just coming over here to talk, conversate, I understand, but I got a lot of things on my plate.
Right.
They'd be like, if you got so much on your plate, how can I ever fit in? I said, that's how I can get you in. My whole thing is my plate get full with things I want on my plate.
Right.
And if you ain't a part of what I really want, then you ain't gonna get on my plate.
Right. So even asking for it, they ain't gonna get on.
So
it.
if you ain't saying this is what you want,
so
this ain't gonna be what you gonna get.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I help make them get to that program.
So here's a little story for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably 12, 13, somewhere right in there, and my parents feel the need to have a babysitter. At the house with me. So this 16-year-old white girl come down from down the street. She's the daughter of this girl that works with my mother, right? So she comes down there and man, we have a great time. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have sex, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have no sex.
What kind of great time did you have, Kraft?
A 12, 13-year-old great time, right?
No.
But
you
listen,
have Becky suck you?
No. I wish. But listen, no. So here go the story. So we have a great time, and somewhere we get close. I ended up laying on top of her on the floor. And I don't know how that happened. I think it just accident, right?
Yeah, you just fell into it. I told that lie before. So
listen.
What happened? I just fell into the pussy.
I don't know how it happened, but she was real fine, and something was happening to me that never happened to me. You know what I'm saying?
It's called a boner.
Yeah. So I had always for years, even as a young, from 8 to 10, 8 to 12, I heard my dad asking my mom for it. So we would be in the car sitting in the back seat. We'd be driving along, and my dad would reach over to my mom in her ear. He said, "You gonna give me something tonight?" And she was like, "I sure am, Daddy." And you know what I'm saying? She'll say something like that. And I heard this for years. So when the girl came over, I was like, okay, I guess I need to ask for it. Like, can I have some?
I'm like, it's applesauce.
I asked for it, and I don't remember what happened. She didn't give it to me, but she went home and told her mama for some reason. I don't know if she was proud or mad about it. She told her mama. Her mama went home, went to work, and told my mama. My mama came home 38 hot. And she said, "Ooh, but you wait till your daddy get home. Your daddy gonna tie your ass up." So I'm scared. I'm in the bedroom crying and nervous. So Dad get home, and it's yard day. So we get out in the yard, and we start doing the yard. He ain't say nothing about it. We took a break. He said, "Go get us a beer." I'm 12, 13, right? He said, "Go get us a beer." I got a beer. He got a beer. And he said, "Your mama told me what happened." He said, "She sure got some pretty legs, don't she, Junior?"
Daddy right there with you. Daddy did that.
Listen, he said, "She sure got some pretty legs." I said, "Yeah, Dad, she sure do." He said, "Well, Junior, he said, ain't nothing wrong with asking for it." He said, "Just watch who you ask it to." And we never spoke on the subject again, right?
And Mama still thought you got toe up.
Ain't nothing wrong with asking for it, but you just gotta ask politely. Now, I have in my young days, I'm sharing a lot of myself now.
Yeah, you are. You snitching.
I have in my young days, just was on a mission when I went to the party, right? Especially frat parties. And I would go in the frat party, and I would be like, I pick out a young girl, and I walk up to her, and I'll be like, "You know what, girl? If I had my way, I would take you home and make sweet love to you tonight." and they would just start laughing and then break a conversation, right?
Right.
But I would always come back to that beginning point.
I said
And
it
it was
for a
so
reason.
effective, you know what I'm saying? It was so effective. It just worked so well. Sometimes it was sooner, sometimes it was later, but I always made a
still got
friend,
it.
right? Still got it. Ain't nothing wrong with asking for it. Sometimes you got to do it. Just like my daddy said, just watch who you ask it to, right? And don't
Make
be
it up.
derogatory about it. You can't be too derogatory. I had a girl tell me one time, I'm helping her in the car business. I'm helping her put on a tag, and she was like, "What's your number? Give me your card. Where your card at?" She did it kind of sly. So I went and got my card and I gave it to her and walked around to the door, opened up the door and put it in. When I closed the door, she was like, "You sure would be a good
She just told you
She
straight
said
up.
it straight up like that. She
Did you
said,
find
"You
out?
sure would be a good
Did you find out?
I did.
'Cause if you did, I was about to get I could have known.
But listen, she forced herself on me a little bit, you know.
Oh, she
But-
had a bully you?
No, you know, I'm just a slow roller, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just like
So she
meat
kinda
and
was
bash.
aggressive.
You know what I'm saying? That's what she was about.
She was aggressive.
So she had done that before. Past behavior equals future behavior, and rarely do people change. So I had to let that go. And she was a cute girl. She was cute and smart, you know. But there is a way to ask for it. Now, let's go ahead and turn the conversation to correcting people.
Ooh.
Is there a methodology to approach people when you see that they are wrong, you see that they need help, you see that they are closed-minded on a subject? How do you get through to people? How do you correct people? What's the proper way to correct people?
I normally correct people when they try to correct me. A lot of times they come at me like I'm so wrong. Like me, I'm being single, all right? And a lot of times people want me to be more in a monogamous relationship or married, all right? And I feel like I'm getting to a point I'm going to get there, but I'm not there yet. But you need to be. And they give me all these reasons where I need to be. What they don't understand is they don't understand me. Because if you understand me, you don't push on your beliefs onto me because I don't just gravitate to what somebody else tells me.
Right.
Now, if you tell me about stories or event, then I can put it in the back of my brain, and I try to make sense out of that because it has to equate to me.
Right.
See, when you love yourself, you don't listen what somebody else say and disapply it because it don't always fit. So I listen what they got to say, and I see if it really is something that I even want to make my way towards. But they always be like, "What you doing is stupid. You this person and that." And my whole thing is,
I cannot
why would you
stand
just
that.
sit there and just totally judge me when I wasn't judging you? Regardless of what you do, you should not look at me and say something that derogatory, saying that I'm stupid because I choose not to be in a monogamous relationship when I know for a fact if I got in a monogamous relationship and I mess with somebody else, it would be cheating. If I was married, it would be adultery. So I choose to stay in a position what they call dating, which I can do all that crap, and that's just what dating is. If I wanted to stay there for a while to get me stronger and right, for I can get into a monogamous relationship without cheating,
Right.
without doing the things that you don't want me to do, then let me get to that point. Don't pressure. Don't make it feel like you going to make me do it faster. That right there doesn't make sense to me. It
Yeah.
makes sense to them.
And to make sense of this subject, we have to start this conversation, I think, with what not to do.
Agree. I
And
agree.
what you don't do is you don't ridicule people into change. You can't bash a person into change.
They do it all
People
the time.
change. One of my old sales coaches said, people when he was always talking about being a masterful influencer, right? A masterful influencer. People change because they want to change, but they're not going to want to change when someone's coming against them. They're going to have to stand their ground, if nothing more than self-preservation, right? You may be right, but because you're coming at them so hard, because you're coming at them so wrong, then they have to dive their feet in because they can't even contemplate the side that you're thinking about. What information you're trying to bring to them, they can't even contemplate them because they can't concentrate on the information because the message is so derogatory, right? So in order to change people's mind, whether it be a child or a grown person, you have to change them with love and understanding, right? You will correct a person by saying, "Listen, man, I know what you're trying to achieve. I know exactly where you've been, but I promise you, man, I've been here. I've done this 10 years, and I'm not going to spend my time telling you about this unless it's important to me that you succeed. Now, I've conveyed to that person that I get it. I've conveyed to that person my interest in their succeeding, and the only thing they don't have a wall up now. Right. They don't have an emotional wall up now. They can really receive the information because I've approached them in a way that is full of love and full of understanding and full of caring. And if you are ever trying to get through to any person, whether it be, your husband or wife, a significant other, a cousin, a friend, whoever, you got to come with a soft approach. Because if you come with a hard approach, they're already on the defense because you can't see their vision, because you can't understand, how they see the problem, what they're going through. And, there are a lot of people who will go through things that you have already gone through. Right? And you can enlighten them a lot. Men who are going through divorce, I have so much to tell them. Right? But until I get a quiet space to pour in them, I'm probably not going to say anything. Correct. Because they're going to take what I'm saying to them the wrong way. Defensively. They're not going to understand. And so the point of this discussion, what I want to come out of it is we have to use tact and even sometimes strategy to get through to people. If they could be dead bolt wrong, but if you don't come the right way, how you ask makes all the difference. Right. How you come at people will determine whether they're open to receiving what you have to say. And if it's not coming from a place of love, then you're an enemy. If it's not coming from a place of care and understanding, then you're against their ideas. And for those of you who have children, that is the only way to get through children. You are not going to tell a child that if you keep doing that, you go into jail. If you keep doing that, they hear it, but it doesn't go to the heart. They hear it in their head, and when it happens, they're going to be like, Mama tried to tell me. But the reason they didn't internalize it is because you didn't sit them down. I would say that if there's a parent right now that has a major thing going on with their child, right? Something major, something that is life-changing or life-inhibiting or, maybe life-threatening. Right. What I would encourage you to do, if you can, is create a 2 or 3 day window where you spend quality time with that person. Build some major rapport with that person. And by the 2nd or 3rd day, you will be able to start pouring into that person unlike never before. They'll be able to receive what you have to say. They'll be able to listen. Invite them out to the house for a couple of days on a retreat. You know of a young man who keep getting into trouble. Invite him to your house for a weekend. Say, you're going to stay with me this weekend. We're going to talk, right? And show them what righteousness is about. Show them what a good example is about. Show them, talk to them about what trouble brings into their life. They'll be willing to receive it at that point. But they can't receive it when you talk to them at 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock they're back in the trap. It's not going to work like that. You got to create a very stable environment to bring new messages to people. And that could be on anything, anything under the sun. If you're breaking bad news to your boss, you just don't come into the office and start bitching. Right? You come in the office and say, boss, I'm on the team. I'm here. I'm all about this place. All right. But so-and-so keep talking noise and he keep making me upset. He keep threatening me. Right? That's how you bring that news. You bring news with care. And if you don't, your message is going to wind up being lost altogether.
I 100% agree with that. One of the things that I like to say when it comes to problem solving and when people come to me, I love it when somebody come to me with some solutions, not just problems. And that's where I really feel like with relationships, if you feel like a person needs to be somewhere and you want to press them to change a lifestyle, give them some alternatives, ways, instead of your judgmental ways.
Right.
Make sure you understand where they at, how they get there, and where you might have went, and give some positive feedback.
Yes.
About, something, I know you're here, and I know you might have been through a lot.
Right.
But something, you might want to try some of this to help you out. it's a positive way
positive
to
way.
encourage you
Right.
to look at things in a different way compared to, oh, you just doing that because you just nasty.
Yeah.
You just want to be out there. Okay, all that's just like a negative. But the bottom line is, if you know a person is a good person and he's out there doing a whole lot of positive things, why in the world would you go with the most negative to prove a point?
Yeah, people come with negativity because that's
it.
where they are. You know what I mean? That's a great point. That's a great point. So I had a friend of mine just this week. He is his son got in an accident, and his son had nothing to do with it. He was basically a victim, and could barely walk for the rest of his life. And so they sued. They put a lawsuit together and sued, and they won a $2.5 million settlement. And the guy walked in the office on yesterday, actually. No, on Tuesday. He walked in the office, and, he confides in me. He's one of my Masonic Lodge brothers. And he said, man, I just got this settlement for $2.5 million. And I was like, man, he couldn't even think right then. You know what I mean? He couldn't even get his mind around, having that kind of prosperity in his life, particularly, as it relates to what his son has gone through and how he's going to care for his son for the rest of his life. And he started talking about, later in the afternoon, he started talking about going to buy some $800 shoes. And he was talking about getting on the phone, buying strippers. And these are, and what I quickly realized was that these were things that, he dreamed about, and probably that he's done with his spare money over time, right? But this cat's holding on to $2.5 million.
Right, and I can make a nice party for him.
Right.
Is he still looking?
And I told him, I said, do not let a single dollar be spent on that crap.
Shit.
You buy maximum $70, maybe $100 shoes, and you buy one or two at a time, maybe 3 or 4 pairs a year. Okay. Do not go spending your money. Do not. I said, you don't have no money right now.
Right.
Put it in the bank. You can't see it. Don't touch it. Don't look at it. Don't do nothing but plan for its future. Right? Listen, I'm correcting this young man.
I know.
Because his mind is off in la-la land.
I know where his mind
is. He
at.
about to burn 25,000 in the next 2 months.
And I was going to help him. I swear I was going to help him. We were going to throw a big ass party.
Right.
Oh, his expense.
Right.
And he was going to have some bad ones too, boy. I had picked out already in my mind.
Yeah. And at the, I told him that, and I kept pouring in things. And something told me that he wasn't getting it all.
Yeah, so give him to me.
Right?
Something told me getting it. I need to get
something told me he wasn't understanding what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I make him happy.
At the end of the evening, before I left, I said, listen, I just had to put the measure of accountability on it. This is this is one of the ways you can correct people or straighten them. I said, listen, man, if you spend a single dollar on that, the enemy is going to come in and take every dollar from you. And all that you have worked for and strove for and your son stands for right now will be gone in the blink of an eye. And he just kind of looked at me almost like I threatened him, right? But that's what I wanted. Yeah. I wanted to correct his mindset at that point to the most extreme I possibly could, to tell him, do not spend that money on BS.
That's correct.
And I'm going to continue. When he come to work on Monday, I'm like, you ain't spent no money, right?
Right.
Listen, outside of the $2.5 million, the guy who caused the accident in the courtroom pulled out a wad of money. He pulled out $10,000 cash because the guy's prosperous. He said, man, this ain't even about the money in the court. This ain't about, this is just something that might help. You know what I mean? I apologize. He was really sorry. The guy had a lot of remorse for what he did. So he handed him another 10 grand. And
we can just work with that, because you said he can't spend the rest. 10 grand can throw a hell of a party, right? I promise you. He have all those strippers.
You
everything.
And I both know that is not where that young man need to be at.
They ain't
right
nothing
now.
but
He does not need
how
to
young
be entertaining. No, he's a 49-year-old man.
They ain't no young nothing.
49.
We gonna have some young things.
Yeah.
We gonna make them feel real good.
Yeah. The point of
I won't even use the whole 10. This is 8.
All right. The point of this discussion is that there is a proper way to correct people. There is a proper way to ask for money. There is a proper way to manage a relationship. to manage a breakup, to buy a new car. There is a proper way to ask your family if you need to move back in, or you need to borrow, borrow some stuff, right?
Move back in. Oh, hell no. Hold that up, player. You got out for a reason. Stay out.
What if your son wanted to use the house to throw a party, right? There's a proper way to do it.
For $8,000? For $8,000, he can do it. He can do it then. Me and my mama can move out. We B&B somewhere else.
Well, what if he ain't got but $80?
80. You better take that as budget 8 or something. Budget 6. $80.
Right.
$8 don't cover no bills up in here.
Just the subject itself, as we begin to close out this show, the subject of etiquette just brings about a real genuine discussion, a real genuine analysis of the rules of engagement to life. You're not going to get something out of anybody with the wrong attitude. Doesn't work, right? You're not going to get favor with your father-in-law talking down about his daughter.
Never.
Right? There's just a way to do things. And if you don't know the way, which I think is another great point in the discussion, if you don't know the way to do something, ask someone. Don't be afraid to, hey, man, there's this lady I met her at the store. I see her every week. Man, I don't really know what to say to her. I don't really know how to talk to her.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Ask somebody for help.
Send it to us.
You know what, Jay? I know you're a millionaire, and I'm not asking you for any money at all.
Okay.
But I'm planning on asking my grandfather for a loan for $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
How can I do that? Is there a way is there a right way to do that? What would I do? Right?
Your grandfather will probably want to see the terms of what you're trying to get it for.
Okay.
So one of the things you want to do is proposition your grandfather to say he's investing in something that you wants to do. It's going to cost him $5,000, but in return, his $5,000 can make him $6,000 or $7,000.
There you go.
And it might take him a little time to get it, but again, in installments, I can make this happen because what you're just doing, Grandpa, is just invested in me. But this is where the investment is going.
Right.
And at that point, they're looking at it as an investment because that's what an investor does.
Right.
But we like
not
to
just
say,
can I have.
Yeah, can I have me? You probably never get it back, or you're going to get back exactly what I borrowed, which means the person that loaned you the money ain't going to get nothing, which would never happen at a bank or any other institute.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen. And then if you pay it back within 30 days, besides the furniture place, they still looking for some interest, and they hoping that you don't because they're going to have compounded interest.
Right.
So, again, you got to understand the game and be in the game. But my whole thing is if we start talking to each other in the right way, we can all grow.
Yeah,
because Grandpa needs to get something from your investment, not thinking that he just has it when you're really trying to get him involved with what you're trying to do, and it stops that bull crap.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have a bunch of strippers and everything else. That's not going to get you a return on your money compared to investing in something wise like you was trying to circumvent or boy from doing because he was just going out to have a good time because he got free money.
Right.
I get you. But when somebody want to waste it like that, Bar Talk with Jay knows some folks that love to dance and kick it with you. That's right. And I can keep that cost down. He said 10, 8. I can keep it down to about 6, 5. I can get a little lower. It depends on your budget. Just come with me and I'll see what I can work with. But don't be cheap. Just trying to say. Anyway, that's if that's what you want to do. I ain't saying you got to. It's ATL. I heard some people drop a lot of money. I just want to get a piece of it. That's all. Anyway, just want to cover my bases.
Okay.
I ain't saying that's all what I do. I'm just saying I know some people that like to do it.
Right.
So that's up to you. But when I say etiquette and I look at some things, one of the things happened to me, I opened a door for a lady and she used another door to walk in. Now, to me, that was very rude. But guess what? I have to look at myself and say, even though she did me like that, I don't need to do another woman by not opening because of the ignorance of a person. And I will say she was on the phone, but she had that little that earbud thing. And so she really was in her conversation. She didn't even see I was trying to be polite.
Yeah.
She was in her conversation. And again, I noticed the earbud. After I got mad, that she just totally opened another door and went around me. I seen the thing in her ear and she was talking.
Yeah.
But I thought she was talking maybe to, I wasn't for sure.
Yeah. It was a rude act. But
when I opened the door, it wasn't about who she was talking or anything. It was just she was a woman, I'm opening the door. But she went around that door to open another door around the side of it because it's a double door.
That's rude.
And
And listen, and that brings up a lot of activities that have to do with etiquette. A lot of them, from parking spaces in parking lots to how you talk to a waiter or waitress. That you really got to find a measure of conduct that works for building rapport in the world and for getting the things that you want. Bad attitudes don't work. I've been wanting to say this the whole show. Don't sideswipe people with your requests for money. You know what I mean? Don't just come and ask me for some money. Come and say, it's okay if you had to ask. Say, listen, man, I need a favor. I gone through some big things. I got some troubles here. I need your help. I understand if you can't, but right now, man, I need $1,000. I need $1,000. I'll pay you back in the next 2 weeks. That's when the check comes in. It'll be on Thursday the 24th. I get paid. Checks go in by 7 a.m. I'll be back to your door by 4 p.m. with your money in full, swinging or on my knees begging for your forgiveness because I need till the next day. But at the very latest, the next day, I got your money. That's how you ask. You ask with tact. You put it forward. You don't start running games and telling stories and lies and
How about one more?
Stop it with all that nonsense.
Let me give one even better.
Yeah.
If you got to ask for any amount of money, never talk about paying back the amount you borrow.
Okay.
You should always do something for the person that's willing to do for you.
Yeah.
Show some respect for the people that might have it.
I like that.
To show them that I am trying to be good of my word and I'm trying to be better. Because if I borrow, I need to pay back more because I'm trying to show you that I appreciate what you did.
Yeah.
Instead of just give me what I need and give you back what I borrowed, which don't happen nowhere else.
Right.
That's why it's ludicrous
to
do some crap like that.
If you borrow 100, then give them back 120. Right? That's just showing favor. And I'm gonna tell you what that 120 does in my world. If you give me back $10, $20 more than you should, I almost dissipate that request that you made, and you're borrowing it and you're giving back as though it never happened, which means you have the ability to come ask for more. Because I know you're going to do what you say you're going to do. Now, and there ain't no more etiquette conversation than you can have than that. Do what you say you're going to do, and all will be well. If you can't pay it back, don't make the promise.
And right there is where I love to end this show.
Absolutely.
But we just don't end. It's a round table. It's a discussion. But one of the things I want to make sure we do is elevate. When it comes to borrowing, looking at things, I want to make sure we elevate. We make things better than what it is. I know everybody been going through some hard times. And again, I'm not saying you shouldn't borrow. I'm just saying how to borrow. It's embarrassing to borrow. And again, for you to have to come in a humble heart to ask somebody to do something for you, I just want to make sure you still come in a humble way where somebody will want to help you in your endeavors, but you got to come with a plan of how you're going to repay. Not just because I'm down on my luck, because everybody might get down, and I ain't going to lie to you. If I got to sell some stuff, I'm going to do that first, because I ain't going to have nobody telling me, you know something, all you want to do is come, but you still live like you've been living. I feel like you got to suffer too, because it's your decisions. And if you don't suffer through a bad decision and realize your decision, you'll repeat it.
There you go. The irony of our conversation is that sometimes you have to correct the people who are asking for money. And there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, this is Bar Talk with Jay. This has been our opportunity to inspire and to open some doors of your mind and heart for you to be your greatest possibility. We thank you folks for being with us tonight. Please continue to join us. We're on every Thursday night. Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, iTunes, Spotify,
keep going.
Spreaker, and anything else that you might can name.
About, man? Black Planet, Back Pages, MySpace.
We all over the place.
Offer Up, Let Go.
And so we love you to join us. We're Facebook Live 7 to 9 Thursdays every week for the last almost 3 years. We're celebrating our 3rd year anniversary on September 17th. And so continue to rock with us. Share us, like us. And you folks be blessed. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next show. And we are out.
Embarrassing. You guys. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.